want to talk about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League and everybody's reaction to it, and how I just want to say that people are not really as uninterested in this game as they say they are. I just want to say that I do have my frustrations with this game, especially its connection to the Arkhamverse. But at this point, when you look at people's reactions to this game, you really beg the question, like, are people really dissatisfied with this game? And of course, I definitely have my frustrations. My biggest problem with this game is that it takes place in the Arkhamverse, and yes, it does ruin the entire Arkham universe. As they say, it is definitely a ruin for the Arkhamverse. It messes up the Arkham Batman, his story. It seems like it was all for nothing and it wasn't worth it. But common sense, logically, I cannot say a real opinion on this game until I've played the entire game. So just like Jonathan Majors and Johnny Depp and Tory Lanez and all these other situations going on, me personally, I never ever say anything about something or have a solid opinion about a game until I fully heard the entire story of it. And once it's over, that's when my real opinion on it comes out. Now, right now, I'm being positive and neutral about the game because, yes, I have my frustrations, but I'm also excited. I'm also interested in playing the game regardless, because it's a superhero game. I love DC. I love Marvel. I love these type of games. So, excuse me, I am playing this game regardless, but I just want to say it how social media in general is a negative place. Everybody is always negative about everything. So there are some real frustrations with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, but when it comes to social media, it seems like they're using this as a way to keep talking trash and be negative about something because they have no real life, or they just love to cause trouble and wreak havoc on the internet. As I said before, there are definitely some real frustrations about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, but at this point, people are reaching. They're reaching way beyond what's the normal. So there's a certain point where, okay, I understand your frustrations, but at this point, this is going too far and you're reaching. So I'm starting to think that people are not really frustrated with this game. They're really using this game as a way to troll, because this is too far. And I know the internet by now. I know the internet. People on the internet see one snippet of a thing and they trip out. And I can say this, people on the internet would make the absolute worst critics ever. Because I find it funny how the internet tries to be a critic when they don't do what a real critic does. You know what an actual critic does? They watch the entire thing to make their final conclusion. Movie critics, game critics, they play the entire game and then make their solid opinion. Movie critics, they watch the entire movie, take notes, and make their final decision and opinion on the movie. The internet sees a snippet of something and they trip out. They wild out. You haven't even played the game yet. But at the same time, I do have some major frustrations about this game. But as some other creators said, don't judge the game for what you wanted it to be, judge it for what it is. And right now, I'm judging it for what it is, and I'm trying to like it as best as possible because I am interested in it. I love this story. This is a different story. Like, although this is connected to the Arkhamverse and it's Arkham Batman, and it kind of fucks up the Arkhamverse, it's still a different take on the Justice League and something very, very new. And it's a deep story. Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. The Justice League is taking over, and we're actually going to kill the fucking Justice League. This is something different. This is something very different. And I do have interest, not just for the gameplay, but the story itself. It is very, very interesting. And that's what's mainly drawing me into this game, the story. And I want to see what happens. So I love that about this game. And people are reaching, and I feel like it's really dumb. And logically, like, if you're going to hate on this game, you can't just hate on it with snippets. Like, if you're at least going to hate on the game, at least look for more content to use to talk trash about. So if you're going to talk trash on and on like these other YouTube creators, you're definitely playing the game. These other YouTube creators are who say they're not interested, they're definitely going to play this game. You know why? Because they need more content for their channel. So it's inevitable. They need more content on their channel to talk about. It's their job. They can't just not play this game. If they're going to talk about games like this over and over, they inevitably have to play the game so they can have more stuff to talk about, more stuff to review. Now, watching it on YouTube, okay, that's a little bit different. It's kind of the same, but you still don't get the gameplay experience. You can watch it on YouTube all you want to, but the gameplay experience is a little bit different. So regardless, these other YouTubers who are talking trash and say they're not interested, they're not buying the game, they have to buy the game. They have to buy the game so they can actually have more content on their channel to post. They're just talking trash because they're trolls. They want to be negative for attention, likes, and views. We have literal creators out here who are getting shot in the stomach and still posting that for views. We're not going to act like people don't do crazy things for views on the internet. This is why I assume and I know that people are leeching off this game to be negative for attention. These aren't real people who actually are sharing their real thoughts. These are people who are looking for attention on the internet with negativity. Because it's to a certain point. Like, I understand frustrations, but the internet is so negative and it's been going on for so long. I beg the question, like, when is something not negative? When is something not bad? When is something not corny? Even though there are, Disney's been a little shitty, Marvel's been getting shitty. Yes, it's true. A lot of shit been going on. But there's actually been some good stuff that has released that people talk trash about, and it's like, whoa. Everything ain't that bad. Everything isn't this bad. You know, everything isn't always trash. So what my problem is people are reaching, and that makes their issue with the game unreasonable. So are these people really frustrated? Yes, I do know they are really frustrated. But it's like I said, it's to a certain point where it's like, bro, fucking relax and play the game for what it is. If you're going to get upset about Kevin Conroy being disrespected, at least pay your respects to what this man signed up for and put his hard work into before he died. You know, one thing I don't do is listen to other people on the internet because their perspective is biased. Their biased perspective is that, oh, they're disrespecting Kevin Conroy. If anything, the internet is disrespecting Kevin Conroy by not playing the game and paying your respects to this man's last performance. That's the way I see it. That's the way I see it. Because he put his hard work into this game too. Pay your respects and play the game and like it for what it is. If anything, the internet, you fans who claim to love Arkham Batman, you're disrespecting Kevin Conroy. How about that? That's my perspective. The internet is so biased. So I'm not going to sit here and take your word on, oh, Rocksteady's this, Rocksteady's that. And by the way, you can't speak for everybody. I barely play looter shooters. The only looter shooter I probably play is Call of Duty. That's the most dominant looter shooter ever. So I just want to say, like, people are reaching at this moment, and it's not that deep. And you want to say that Rocksteady is disrespecting Kevin Conroy when he signed up for this himself and he enjoyed this himself. So if anything, the people who say that Rocksteady is disrespecting Kevin Conroy, the truth is you're disrespecting Kevin Conroy because you're not paying your respects to what this man put his hard work into before he died. Did you ever think about that? And at the end of the day, it's all about your perspective. And the thing about the internet is the internet is biased. You don't have your own perspectives, which is why the most of these people who have their reviews are trolls. You don't think for yourself. I think for myself, and I don't care how many people try to tell me one thing. I think for myself and make my own conclusion based off of what I've observed from the common sense of the situation. And I don't care what nobody says. I don't care how many people it could be the whole world against me. I make my own judgments and think for myself. So judge the game for what it is. It's coming out February 2nd. People are kind of reaching with their opinions, but it is what it is. You don't have to play the game. You don't have to keep talking about it either. So that's all I want to say. This is my perspective on it, and everybody else is biased. Simple. You don't have to keep talking about it. When people keep being negative about the game, shows that they really don't really hate it that much. They're using it as a way to talk trash. Anyways, I'm interested, whatever. Pay your respects to Kevin Conroy and stop making it look like Rocksteady is disrespecting Kevin Conroy, because the truth is you're disrespecting Kevin Conroy because he spent his hard work, his last days working on this game. Everybody worked on this, including Kevin Conroy. Wow. Didn't think about it from that point of view.